Inside of Dagon's domain, the now unlikeliest of allies would begin their team-up in an attempt to bring down the special grade curse. Nanami, Rokuro, Naobito, Maki, Ayano, Kazuma, and Rin. As they gathered together to go over their strategy, Rock would call over Maki, seeing how her cursed weapon had broken in battle. Here, you seem to know how to handle yourself with a weapon. I think this might actually suit you. No way, Naobito Zenin would say. There's no way you're handing that loser of a girl that weapon. If anything, it should go to me. We are the rightful owners, the Zenin clan. That girl is a disgrace to our clan and everything in Jujutsu. She has no right to wield the inverted spear of heaven. I'm sorry, Rock would say. I understand your feelings on the matter, truly I do. But the last time I checked, you don't actually have possession of this weapon. You see, it came into my possession, so I am its proper owner. And I can decide what I choose to do with my property, can't I? Maki looked at the blade. She had heard about this legendary weapon, one of the rarefied special grade cursed tools, and now it had been given to her. But, I mean, it's okay, Maki, Rock said with a grin. I trust that you can handle that thing. I'm giving it to you. You're giving it to me? Well, I originally planned to give it to Gojo, but it looks like there's going to have to be a change of plans with that. So, I think I'll leave it to you. Alright. Are you going to be fighting with us? Nanami would ask to Kazuma. Yeah, doesn't seem like I have much of a choice now, do I? Since little old Firestar here just had to go barging inside of a special grade curse's domain. Oh yes, Kazuma, because with an attitude like that, I'm sure you'll get all the girls, especially when they learn how much of a coward you really are. Hey, I fight for a price. That doesn't make me a coward. I'm just a calculated businessman. Guys, is now really the time for this? Rin would say. We need to get out of here and get in contact with Father and let him know what's going on. Yeah, because you think calling in the old man's really going to change anything? It's obvious that Shibuya is going to hell in a handbasket. As soon as we defeat this guy, we're getting the hell out of here. But Kazuma, what about all the people? Rin would say. Look, I understand and it's just... Rin raised his arms in defiance. I get it, okay? I do. I know that you've been hurt before. I know that it's hard for you to trust people sometimes. I know it can't be easy. And I know that I have no right to ask this of you. But Kazuma, have a heart, damn it! Look at what's going on. There are thousands of people outside these very walls. People who are desperately trying to get home. People who need someone to help them. They can't fight this fight on their own. We have to do something. We have the power to. We can't just abandon them. You know, if you weren't my little brother, listening to you would be a lot less difficult. Fine. We'll do what we can, alright? But the first sign of trouble, I'm getting you two out of here. Speak for yourself, Ayano said. Curse, ghost, yokai, doesn't really matter to me. They'll all fall. Now, in Raiha, come forth! Ayano would pull the sacred weapon of the fire sages, the fire blade in Raiha. As it blazed in her hands, the others would surround her. As Dagon would prepare to fire off his surefire hit within his domain, using the fish-like Shikigami to strike at them. They're not going to be detectable, Nanami would say. Not until the moment of impact. Everyone stay on guard. Actually, you guys need to buy me some time. Some time for what? Because we're going to break out of this domain in one fire hit. You have the power to do that? Don't underestimate me, Jujutsu sorcerer, Kazuma would say. I'm going to use absolute zero. You need to get out of the wire unless you want to go along with the Ice Age. It's time to cut this vacation short. Get out of the wire? Yeah, you better do what he says, Ayano said. Unless you want to turn into a popsicle. Come on, we'll take the fight to the beach. Ayano would go charging in at Dagon, as Ren would begin to concentrate his own firepower, entering into his sunspot form, as he began to turn into a black supernova with flames forming around him. Shooting off behind Ayano would be Maki, as well as Naobito, along with Rock and Nanami. I sure hope that guy knows what he's doing. Until then, we buy him time. No one gets near him. Right! In the meanwhile, for Baki and for the Wolverine, their fight had now entered into the three-way dance it was meant to be. The bloodlusted Wendigo curse had finally made its appearance. And for Logan, even he was unsettled that this thing was back in the world. What in the hell was Yujiro thinking freeing this thing? How bad could it be? Baki said, as he picked up a car and slammed it towards the Wendigo, only for the beast to catch it before grabbing hold of Baki and slamming him into the concrete. Logan would jump onto the Wendigo's back, stabbing his blades into the beast. Whenever the Wendigo was around, death and destruction was sure to follow. But that wasn't the only issue. His senses let him become privy to the other chaos that was taking place. And for Baki, he was starting to see things as well. Things that seemingly came out of nightmares. There were these creatures, these monsters, attacking the humans wherever they went. But it was like they couldn't see them. You've noticed it too, haven't you? Logan said as he landed on his feet beside Baki. You're talking about those monsters, right? Why are the people just seemingly running without knowing what they're going up against? It's like they can't see them. That's probably because they can't. What? So you're saying we're the only ones that can? Did we unlock some new powers? Not necessarily. But let's be honest. You and I are different from the average person. They probably can't see it. Probably some sort of veil or some mystic mumbo-jumbo that keeps regular people in the dark about their own world. You and I aren't regular, so we're not a part of that world. And I feel like the Wendigo is a part of it. It's like some type of monster. Who even is the Wendigo? No one knows for sure. Different people have become the Wendigo over the centuries. It's said to be a curse. When you commit an unforgivable sin, you're cursed with the power of the Wendigo, a power that forces you to consume human flesh. And the more you consume, the stronger you become. I can just smell the hundreds of bodies that this creature's been racking up, and I feel like he's just getting started. So you fought against this thing. You know how to kill it? Yeah. You keep killing it till it can't get back up. That doesn't really sound like an answer, Baki said. It's the only answer. Look, I was supposed to beat you. I made a deal with Yujiro Hanma. I figured as much. Otherwise, there's no way your sorry drunk ass would even travel halfway across the world. Shut it. Look, I'm more than happy to pick up this fight with you, whenever and wherever. I don't really care. But if we let this thing get out, yeah, it's gonna end up harming more people, isn't it? So we have to kill it. I should propose we change this triple threat to a handicap. One time, Logan said. Yeah, one time. So what's your idea? I want you to pick me up and throw me as hard as you can. Huh? Just do it! The massive hulking Baki would grab Logan by the collar, lifting him up with a grin. I've been watching some of the Major League Baseball over in America recently. So I'm just gonna warn you, you might not like this pitch. Don't hold back on me, bastard. I could say the same to you. All right, Wendigo. Hope you're ready, 'cause here comes the curve! Following along within at the Yoyogi Stadium, Jin Kazuma, the daredevil, had given himself over to his devil form to fight against the creature known as Muse, who began manipulating the blood of the dead victims all around him, creating projectiles and weapons and increasing the strength of his body as the two of them engaged in battle. However, even for Jin and with his devil sensory ability, Muse was tricky to find. He used his power to mask his scent, to mask his trace, through the destruction. Whether he was doing it subconsciously or not, it made no difference, as Devil Jin would engage with Muse once he had finally landed his target. He swooped in towards him, as Muse would create a wall of hardening blood. Jin, using a flying kick, would break through that barrier, only for Muse to have vanished. As now, more bodies of the dead would start to rise. They were being used like puppets on strings to attack at Jin. On the outside, both Choso and Mahito would continue their fight against Yuji and Frank. Frank continuing to keep Mahito at bay, as he would try to use his idol transfiguration, creating multiples of himself to strike at the swordsman. However, for Mahito and for Frank, the battle was now becoming a game of cat and mouse. Because of Frank's use of the heavenly restriction, it meant that there was no cursed energy within his body. That meant that Mahito couldn't track him. So whenever he ducked around a corner or went into hiding, he was effectively invisible like a ghost. Even if he were to stand right behind Mahito, he wouldn't be able to see him coming. Thus, Mahito would create clones of himself to try to cover his blind spots. The fight was now a matter of who would land the first hit, whether he would be run through his blade or if Mahito would get the first touch. As for Choso, he would continue his onslaught with Yuji, whose golden aura had enveloped his body, allowing him to resist the effects of his blood manipulation. And now, their fight was starting to devolve into the final stage, the stage of absolute zero. Yuji's golden chi colliding with the cursed energy of Choso, both powers canceling each other out, until eventually all that remained were two fighters and their hands. Every time this boy comes into contact with me, I can feel my cursed energy starting to fade. But yeah, I can feel that the power is leaving him as well. It's like our power cancels each other out. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to drag me to his level. And what do you think this will accomplish, Itadori? Do you think that I need my blood manipulation to kill you? No, never said that, Yuji said, as he would begin with a flurry of offense, with two kicks before delivering a punch to Choso's face, who responded with a kidney punch of his own. Ugh, damn it! Ugh. Yeah, you're really good. But every time we connect, our power begins to dissipate. I figured as much. What exactly do you hope to gain from this, Itadori? Simple. When we're all out of power, the only thing we'll have left is our fist. And at that point, it'll just be a matter of who wants it more. That's where you underestimate me. The hatred that I have for you, it runs deeper than you could possibly imagine. Choso would be stopped mid-sentence as he could feel the aura of cursed energy irradiating from inside of the stadium. Energy that he could tell matched his own. Another one? It's not mistaken this time. Another one of my brothers is in trouble. Choso would immediately race inside, with Yuji following after him, usually only turning around long enough to see Frank as he continued fighting against Mahito. "Don't worry about me," Frank said. "Just get in there and get after him." "But what about you?" "I'll be fine, Yuji. Just go." Yuji would move on ahead as Frank would kick back at Mahito. Mahito grinning. You should have kept your friend around. Maybe you would have actually stood a chance of beating me." "What? You think I can't handle you on my own?" "Oh no, it's not that at all. In fact, you're actually quite strong. But, you see, it's only a matter of time. As skilled as you might be, as powerful as you might be, that doesn't mean that I can't touch you." "How can you do that when you can't even see me?" Frank would throw down a smoke grenade from his trench coat. As Mahito went in to strike, he disappeared. "Look around you, Mahito. You think you're the only one who can play mind games? So you're just gonna hide around stalking in the dark. Don't think that suits you as a Jujutsu sorcerer. Yeah, like I'm gonna take a lesson on ethics from a cursed spirit, especially one that's an impudent child." "An impudent child? You're only digging your grave deeper," Mahito said as he walked down the street. He knew that Frank was watching him. From where, he wasn't sure. But all Mahito had to do was walk. Because you see, not too far away, people were gathering in a particular building. It was a haunted house. Seemed appropriate for the festivities. Mahito would begin sprinting towards the building. The people inside would make some nice playthings. And a haunted house, a place where you could face your fears. Meanwhile, the fiery battle between Jogo and Miles had now begun. The volcanic curse shooting his cursed flames towards Miles, who would duck and dodge, feeling the burns on his arms as he would collide with Jogo, the two exchanging a series of fists and flurry in combat. Miles' own power of the cursed spider, the use of the spider sense, allowing him to duck and evade any of the series of strikes that Jogo would attempt to land. And Miles would follow through with his full strength, fighting back against the curse. Compared to his fight against Satoru Gojo, this kid, while decent, that was as best as he was going to be. Jogo held the upper hand. Miles, fighting with a newfound determination and fury, and Jogo could feel it emanating off the boy. Such hate and vitriol that comes from you. Why is that? Is it because of the human lives that I took? Is it because of the baby that I turned into charcoal? Does it truly affect you that much? Shut up! Miles would yell as he rocked back his hand and delivered a devastating right hook to Jogo's face. Jogo, however, would respond by climbing around the pillar before breaking it off with his fire and throwing it towards Miles, who managed to punch through it only to be met with a flaming fist of Jogo right to his own. You humans are all the same. It's okay if a human kills another human. In fact, your world thrives on it. Hypocrisy, hatred, all the things that humans bring to this world. You're liars, living contradictions. Meanwhile, my people, they have to hide in the shadows because you hunt us down. We are the embodiment of what you truly wish. Your fears, your anguish, your hate brought to life. You humans can't accept the fact that we were made in your image. So why? Why should we not get to exist? And why should we not rule this world? You humans have failed it time and time again. Wiping you out is doing you a favor. Miles would shoot his webs at Jogo's mouth, causing him to choke on webbing, as Miles would then speed blitz towards him, his fist crackling with electricity. The moment that it connected with Jogo in the face, he would feel a surging shock of Miles' venom touch. Shut up. You go spouting that bullshit. And I'm tired of hearing it. You think that because you're a curse, that what you do is right. But yet when we kill one of yours, you become just as hateful. You become just as irritable as we do. You'll shed tears for one of your own comrades, but yet you look down on me for caring about my own kind. I hate you. And it's not because you're a curse. Far from it. I hate you because you have no soul. You have no heart. Ugh. And what would I do with such a thing? A soul. What is a soul to a human? You humans come and go. You live in this vicious cycle of life and death. No matter how many times you die, you'll always come back, but you never learn the lesson. You are born ignorant. You are raised ignorant. You will die ignorant, and you will be reborn in that ignorance. So why should I have to suffer the likes of you? Jogo said, as he would use his inflamed insects, firing them towards Miles, who dodged every single one. Jogo would attempt to bombard him with attacks from every side with his flames. And Miles, now engaged in battle against the cursed spirit of a special grade level, truly felt himself being pushed to the limit. His Spire Sense was working overtime to protect him, and Jogo was overwhelming him with a mounting force. The flames were growing higher. The burns were singeing deeper. And Miles knew that if this continued, he was going to lose. You continue to struggle in vain, boy. In vain to a power that is not yours. The only reason you've survived this long is because Sukuna dwells inside of you. Nothing about you is special. Nothing about you is worthwhile. You ask why I kill humans? Why do humans even deserve to live? The only thing that you're good for is bringing back a curse who actually has a name. As much as I despise him, even Satoru Gojo has a name. But you, what exactly are you? I know what you are. You're just a brat that got a worthy sorcerer killed. He died protecting you, Jogo said. I never met this Peter Parker. I never knew him. But I could be assured of one thing. He was probably hell of a Spider-Man, more than you can ever be. It was said that he saved countless lives, It was said that he was able to drive my kind into the dark. But look around you. Look at all of this that's occurred. It's happened under your watch. You're not only a failure as a sorcerer, you're a failure to the legacy of the man who entrusted everything to you. Because you don't have the power to stand to me, not on your own. So do yourself and this world a favor, and die in disgrace. Jogo would turn his attention towards a group of people that were running to the exit as he raised his fist, shooting out a torrent of flames towards them. Miles would get by quickly as he raised his hands and shot up a webbing wall of cursed webbing, attempting to shield the people from the flames. Holding up his hands, the fire would incinerate the cursed webbing, burning away at his left wrist until finally his left arm had been burnt off. Through the flames, Jogo would appear, kneeing Miles directly in the gut before delivering a point-blank blast of fire to the face. As he shot Miles down, the people that were continuing to run, he looked to them with a smile. As he raised his hand, Miles would use his one good arm to grab hold of Jogo, who kicked him back down once again, making him look. This is your legacy, boy. No, please! Inside of Miles' own mind, he was desperate. But he didn't have the power. He couldn't beat him. Not on his own. Please, do something! I'm sorry. What was that? I don't think I heard you. Because it almost sounds like you have the audacity to ask me to do something. Miles watched as the people were burned and incinerated. He attempted to fight and get back up onto his feet, only for Jogo to knee him back down. Please! I can't let them die! I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, that sounds like a you problem. Keep in mind, you said the word, I can't let them die. And in the use of the word I, that refers to you, not to me. This isn't my problem, nor is it my concern. If you have any self-respect, you'll get back on your feet like a man and take an ass whooping. The sounds of their cries only continued to stab at Miles' soul. If he had the power, if he had the strength, he would if he could, but he couldn't. If Jogo continued, there'd be nothing left. Please, just stop him. I'll do whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Please, Sukuna! Sure thing. This sucker. That's all I needed to hear. Miles. Jogo saw in the midst of his rampage, the mask of Miles Morales had been burnt off, exposing his face and the markings that came as well. Seeing his opportunity, he would unroll the 10 fingers of Sukuna, immediately having the unconscious body devour them. Alongside him, there were 2 girls who had been very close to Suguru Ghetto. They watched as the body would begin to stir, as now 4 eyes would start to awaken, an annoyance on Sukuna's face as Jogo held him. You got 5 seconds to get your damn hands off of me before I show you what hibachi style really looks like, bitch. Jogo would back away along with the 2 girls, Sukuna making them all bow down to the ground before attempting to hear out their pleas. The 2 girls requested for the death of the being using Shigeru Geto's body, but Sukuna didn't like the audacity, so he cut them up real nice. That only left Jogo, the fellow cursed spirit. For Jogo, he had already achieved what he wanted. Sukuna had now been brought back to life. For the few people that remained, scattering towards the flame and melted doors, trying to find a way out, Sukuna would look to them before unleashing a slash, cutting them all up rather nicely. But what? Why did you? I think I fulfilled my end of the bargain. I stopped you from killing them, didn't I? That didn't mean I couldn't do it. You know, I don't like being in this brat's body. Can't stand having to share real estate, especially in this economy. But you know, I do have to agree on one thing. I hate you too. And it's not for the reasons that you think. I could give 2 shits about saving humans. The only ones I save are for a midnight snack. But I have to admit, I'm rather disappointed with you. You and all of your little cronies. You go around claiming to be cursed spirits, claiming to actually be about something, and yet all you've done is run and hide like a little bitch. Jogo became irritated at that statement. All he had wanted to do was bring back the King of Curses. So he didn't understand. Jogo raised to his feet. What? But, Sukuna, why would you... Why would I... What's the matter, huh? You got something stuck in your throat? Sounds like bitch to me. You needed me revived to do your dirty work. That's what you wanted. You set all this up so I could kill all of your enemies. Why? You think that I'm just going to let you go around parading like you've done something special? Do you really think that I need your help? Do you know who the fuck you're talking to? I am Ryomen Sukuna, the King of Curses. Don't you ever forget it. I'm your king. And yet you have the audacity to use me. You have the audacity to try to curry false favor with me of all people. So yeah, I don't think too highly of you. You couldn't even beat Gojo. And yet you think I'm going to do whatever you want. Jogo would bow before Sukuna. In his presence, he realized the foolishness of his error, but he knew that it was too little too late. I'm just messing with you. Get on your feet, loser. I wouldn't expect you to beat Gojo. I wouldn't even expect you to beat this kid if he actually had some heart. Tell you what, because you got me 10 fingers, I think that's worthy of one request from me. So I'll give you a little bit of a test. If you can land one hit, just one hit on me, then I'll help you out for a time. How's that sound? You mean it, Sukuna? You'll keep your word if I just get one hit? Sure thing, buddy. cross my heart, and hope to
and
die.
hope to die.
Except,
Except,
I'm not the one that's
I'm
going
not
to
the
be
one that's
dying
going
here.
to be dying here.
You are.
You are.
Meanwhile, through the streets of Shibuya, a black Mustang that was set ablaze was tearing itself through the streets. Damn it! I lost track of Saji. He flew on ahead straight here. Probably going after Sona. I can tell by her presence she shouldn't be too far from here. Her or Tsubaki. But I don't like this. He's different. That bloodlust coming off of that blade. He's gonna get himself in trouble. Issei would stop midway through as he felt another presence in the opposite direction. What the hell is that thing? Without any provocation, the skull flames would emerge. The spirit of vengeance had been awoken, because now a great evil had been resurrected in Shibuya. An evil that this spirit had fought on numerous occasions. And now it had returned. Ryomen Sukuna. Vengeance is mine. This concludes Jujutsu Kaisen, The Spider's Curse. What if Miles Morales was Sukuna's vessel? Season 2, Part 4. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned tomorrow as we continue with Jujutsu Kaisen, The Spider's Curse. What if Miles Morales was Sukuna's vessel? Season 2, Part 5. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.